So we have been looking at this knee cut pass. We showed you two variations last time, which was with the underhook and with the collar grip. We're just going to do another variation of it. So quick recap. If the card is flat on his back, or sorry, is playing a seated guard, I'm going to level change and get him flat on his back. Once I'm here, I never want to step into the toe line. If I pass into the toe line, car's going to be making grips and I'm into the whole connection thing. So we don't pass the toe line, that was one. And again, it's hard for me to snag a leg if he's just it's hard for me to catch this with one hand. So I'm going to use my right hand to pass it to the left hand, and I'm going to make that grip on the pants. Once I'm here, my hand's going to come on the hip, and then I'm going to cut an angle and pin the knee to the mat. The main obstacle from the knee cut pass is card putting in the reverse Danaher hook. Okay, here, and then you can start doing stuff from here. So I want to make sure that I pin that to the mat. So when I don't pass the knee line, I use this pass and catch, I pin the hip, and then I cut the angle. It's all really about that cutting the angle. And once I'm there, I pin his knee to the mat, and now I can step in. If Card tries to put in his reverse Danaher hook from there, it's going to be very difficult. And even if he sort of half gets it in, I fill that space with my knee. So now my knee has made that wedge. So obviously we talked about this leg is up. I want the underhook, putting my head into his throat, and then from there, I just bring my head over my hand and slide in. Again, the main problem is, as I turn to side control, Charles will probably. Yeah. So we talked about when I came through that third concept about make his knees pointing the other way. So I connect my hips to his, walking back. Notice the way Charles' knees are facing in the opposite direction. He tries to put me in the guard from here, it's not going to happen. And then that's king. Second best grip, or second best control, was the collar grip. So again, get us back on the mat. I don't pass the knee line. I use the pass and catch, cut the angle, pin his knee. As my knee comes in, this time Car's staying tight. He doesn't give me the underhook, so now I can make that collar grip. Okay. Then I found the sleeve. And now from there it was just, notice the way Card can bring in that knee shield, or when the underhook. I can talk him out of it by basically pushing his shoulder to the mat and pulling up, and now I can start to slide through for the knee slice. Again, we talked about that elbow clamping, walk his hip away, win the crossface, 100 kilos. But players can be quite savvy and they won't let you make that grip either. So once I use that pass and catch, and I'm here, I cut the angle and I pin Car's knee to the mat and I step in and I made the wedge. Not everything so far is the same. Okay? I want the underhook, but Car's keeping his elbow tight to his body. I want the lapel, but he's hand fighting. He's not letting me. I want this, and he's not letting me make that grip. It's very hard for him to defend both collars, if that makes sense. So now my hand, even though Car's got that grip on it, it's going to slide in. That hand sucks at stopping. It's okay at me stopping this collar, but I can bring it well into that collar. And now the grip will stay the same. I want that. The problem is now Car's looking at me. So I'm going to use my forearm, to come up, and I'm going to turn his head. And now I sit through. Now the weakness in this guard is there's a lot of space here at my elbow. So from here, my elbow comes back and clamps the hip. Now I want Car's knees facing away from me. So I just put hip to hip, walk back, win the cross face or head control, hand comes back, close, that again. So another way we looked at getting his back on the mat was finding that collar. Again, Carl will be defending. So a level change to bring his hand, to try and put his ankles, or lift his ankles. Once his hands comes down, I just step in and make that first move. He'll probably defend, which gives me the second grip. And now we're just into the whole system again. So again, from that position, I'm going to be pushing, I'm cutting that angle, and I move straight into that move. That's what I want. But let's just say one of the underhook couldn't get it, one of the collar grab, and I just can't get it. Third option, which is the weakest, is this cross collar grip. Okay. So once I have that, I'm going to find the sleeve. Before I try to go hip to hip, I'm using, now that's not going across his neck like a choke, because now I'm not turning Carl's head. My forearm physically turns his head this way, and I sit through this space. Okay? From there, I let go of the collar, because now, remember that fifth concept? Kill the hips. And once I have that, now I'm going to walk the hips away, control the head. For the sake of the drill, we'll keep it really simple. Carl's lying flat on his back. Okay, don't go past the toe line. Pass and catch. Hand goes in the hip. Cut the angle and stop that reverse De La Riva hook coming in. Even if Carl tries to bring it in now, I've made that wedge. Once I'm here, now it's all about what I do with this hand. I want the underhook, can't get it. I want that, can't get it. I find that collar. Find the sleeve. Make him turn the head. That's the detail. Now from there, as I pull up, hip to hip. If he's still hanging on the quarter guard here and he's pinching, it's very hard for Carl to keep his legs pinched when you put him in the chiropractor's position. Right? The minute I start to turn, keep pinching Carl, it's really impossible. When I have his knees this way and I'm turning his head this way, it's very weak to keep his control of it in there. He's strong when he's facing. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's play with that, guys.